talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she's required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
Well, Ted Cruz, my name is John, and you can kiss my ass if you don't vote for Senator Rick Scott to take control of the Senate. Folks, you guys have done an amazing job of calling, writing, texting, whatever it takes. I don't know how you're doing it, but you all are doing it by getting a hold of these senators, and you know who you are if you're doing it. Feel good about it. I think I said in the last election 2 years ago, look, we can elect and have an election first Tuesday of November, but it's what you do after that where we really have power, because 99% of America is not paying any attention now. They're just going and letting politics work. But we can go and you can message them, and pound and hound the shit out of them so they do what we want. And it's working. It's working. Senator John Thune, I have read, has decided he's going to drop out as a potential Senate leader, and he is putting his support behind Senator Rick Scott from Florida for leader of the Senate. This is good news. We need to get Cornyn, whatever the fuck his name is. He is a Rhino, and he needs to drop out. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, folks. It's incredible. It truly is incredible. Now, in light of what we've been doing, talking about, making sure the Senate does what we want, we now have a political weapon in our arsenal that's bigger than just a vote, even though voting, critical. But now there's a political weapon called Rhino Watch. Rhino Watch, folks. It is being launched ahead of the Senate Majority Leader vote. But it's not just going to be for this. It's going to be for everything. We can track rhinos. We can find out who the rhinos are. And we can harass them lawfully. We can intimidate them by giving them suggestions. I don't want them harassed in a criminal way or intimidated in a criminal way. I use those words intentionally, just to get people's attention. We don't have to harass. We don't have to intimidate. We just have to let them know what we think and let them know often. RhinoWatchCo.com. Thank you, Mr. Ooman. He reads my mind. Or does he read my mind and then does he put stuff in my mind? I don't know. Someone once said that Ooman is a wizard. Anyways, yeah, he was ready for this, folks. RhinoWatchCo.com. Big deal. We need to keep exposing the rhinos, calling them rhinos. In fact, 2 rhinos today have threatened to leave the Republican Party. And I say, good fucking riddance. One of them, Les Piggy Cheney. That's right. She might become a Democrat. Oh, really? Oh, shocker there. You were Nancy Pelosi's lapdog. You were George Soros's shoe shine girl. And the other one, none other than Mittens Romney. That's right. Kitten Mittens Romney. Sellout Romney. He was a Democrat. He became a Republican. Now he's going to become a Democrat again, I guess. I guess wherever the money is, right, Mittens? He wants to leave. Good. We need to chase all these rhinos out. All of these neocon, everything for war assholes needs to go. Well, the folks, the neocons used to run the Republican Party when it was George W. Bush. And now who wants war all the time? The Democrats. And so they're the neocons, right? They just seem to switch parties whenever it's convenient. Unbelievable. And here we are. Now, President-elect Trump looks like he's appointing Senator Marco Rubio from Florida as Secretary of State. I find this to be a very interesting selection if real. Let me tell you why I think it's a good thing. Marco Rubio, as Secretary of State, will carry the water for Trump. It will not be Marco Rubio's policies and decisions. It'll be Trump's policies and decisions. And Marco Rubio's job as Secretary of State is to carry that message. He's an envelope carrier. He's a delivery boy. And Governor DeSantis can appoint somebody as a senator in his seat, if I understand the rules correctly. You know who I think should go to that seat? I think congressional representative Anna Paulina Luna. That would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. These types of moves, folks, I think are being done for very purposeful reasons. Removing rhinos, moving people to where they can't be, how do we say this, destructive anymore or interfere anymore. We have one hell of a fight coming, folks, and now we have a political weapon. RhinoWatchCo.com. Thank you, Uman, for having that ready. It is a Takedown Tuesday, and we are going to take down those in Congress, in the Senate, who don't want to support our will. Senator Ted Cruz, you will not support Cornyn. I don't care if he is from Texas and you're from Texas. In fact, people from Texas are apologizing to the rest of us for having them as senators. They need to straighten the fuck up. Cornyn is just an absolute jackass. But he was a pet for Mitch McConnell, so we got all kinds of campaign money, and that's how he maintained his power. Money maintains power in politics. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Well, we need to stay on top of them with Rhino Watch and other political weapons. And speaking of using politics as weapons, the bureaucracy is on fire now. FEMA. You've heard about it, right? We've talked about it a little bit. A FEMA worker has been fired because she ordered her workers to skip Trump houses that were impacted, destroyed, obliterated in Florida by hurricanes Helene and Milton. Just skip Trump houses. Skip them. Well, guess what? She says she's the patsy, the scapegoat. Isn't that fascinating? But this is what she said. In addition to that it was not isolated. She said it comes from the top. They were instructed by FEMA leadership up above. FEMA workers everywhere were instructed to ignore Trump supporters in the Carolinas also. This is beyond criminal. I think it's treason. I think it's political warfare fought with an illegal weapon. Who is it in FEMA that needs to be taken out? We lost the Secret Service leader. She can go back and guard Doritos and Pepsi warehouses. We got FEMA. Who else is going to fall next, folks? Oh, and speaking of this, speaking of political weapons, Kash Patel is tuned up. I don't know why he's still dressing like a regular civilian in silly clothes. The guy needs to put on a suit and tie and start acting like he's going to be the director of the Central Intelligence Agency. And he's promising, well, maybe he's not promising. He's discussing a threatening potential. And that is that he wants to release JFK files, RFK files, everything political, folks, everything. The Jeffrey Epstein tapes, the P. Diddy tapes, everything needs to be out here and just burn down the deep state Expose them for what they are and burn them down. I hope you guys are excited about this. I hope you're excited about this. It seems like the Republicans, the conservatives, the real patriotic Americans are enjoying this, and the liberal trolls are crying boo hoo and hoo. They're not liking it. They've even managed to subscribe to the channel just so they can make a comment and then unsubscribe. I love it. I love it. All the little losers out there, they are going down, and it's going to get worse for them, folks. Worse. These FEMA workers, they all need to be fired. No one is bound to enforce an illegal order, and no one is bound to obey one either. The fact that FEMA workers were told, ignore Trump houses. Who cares? Fuck them. That's illegal. That's unlawful. It's also political, and it's nasty. It's absolutely nasty. What do you want to talk about? This is Takedown Tuesday, and the deep state is being taken down. The rhinos will be taken down. Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, the Attorney General for the state of Florida is also going after FEMA and going to use the power of the state, not to attack me or you, but to go after FEMA for what they have done and have wanted to do. And this is going to get nasty. Remember, Attorney General Ken Paxton in Texas is going after the federal government also. There needs to be a lot more of that, and I think it's coming. I really do. I really think it's coming. In fact, everyone seems to note now, after watching how the Democrats have behaved, that they are going to face, they're facing charges from their own constituents, from us, that the Democrats as a party are the ones that are trying to destroy democracy. Right? They brought in Kamala Harris. There is no democracy there. No one voted for her. Everything they're doing, no one voted for. They're just telling these Democrats, believe what we say. Right? Believe, and it's incredible. The sickness, the mental health illness. It's incredible. I watched one TikTok influencer say, you know what? I'm tired of playing the game. This is incredible. Tired of it. I switched sides. I don't care. I will. All of my Democrat woke loser subscribers, right? Followers. She says, I don't care if I lose you guys. Good. Good. She says, enough of this identity politics crap. She voted for Trump, and it was funny as hell to watch. And then she said, and by the way, I don't like fat people. I'm like, whoa, that was terrible. I guess she's decided that she likes free speech, but good golly, man. So what makes him like this woke stuff, this identity politics, hate white people and hate white culture and pretend to be ghetto and pretend to like unhealthy and mentally unhealthy situations like the trans situation. Why would they do that? Why would they? And then all of a sudden they wake up and they realize, yeah, that was some stupid shit. I guess, it was interesting. She said in the last 4 or 5 years, she's learned to think for herself. Whoops. That's some interesting shit, folks. Interesting shit. Now, I think maybe the American voters, not the hardcore liberals that are shaving their heads and tattooing themselves and putting on their, I'm a loser Democrat. I mean, I'm a Democrat, and then their blue bracelets, and they're doing everything they can to make sure we can identify them. We already could. You already could identify these people by their colored hair, their bull nose ring, all right, the way they dress, the way they talk, their attitude. I didn't need any help identifying these morons. But apparently they want to make it even easier. And the mainstream media, folks, right now is having not just a meltdown, but a nuclear meltdown. Nuclear meltdown. After the election, after Trump's victory, Joy Reid's audience is down 55%. Morning Joe, Joe Scarborough and Micah Brzezinski is a big news daughter. They're down 40%. They're calling for Joy Reid to be fired, by the way, for what she's been doing and saying. She ought to be. I mean, if I said that kind of crap, I would be fired from my job. If I was the one speaking, they have a conservative who gets on mainstream media and argues a little too much. What do? They tell you, get off the show and you're never invited back. Yet Joy Reid is there daily. Joe Scarborough, Micah is calling Trump Hitler. I mean, calling you Hitler or calling us Nazis. They get to keep their jobs. Unfucking believable. Anyways, it looks like MSNBC is for sale. Potentially gonna sell MSNBC because it sucks. That's what's going on, folks. They suck and they want to get rid of them. Yeah, they do suck. It's not that the channel's bad. It's just that the content is crap. Yeah, we all know that, right? We all know that. Now, what isn't crap has been the awakening within the Republican Party, not by the old fogies, but by the youths. I really see the youths coming in. Now, I will give myself some credit, and you, if you're a Gen Xer, our generation, Gen X, was the single biggest percentage of Trump's votes. That's what I've heard. Just reporting the facts. But I don't think that Gen X is going to be the future of the conservative party. I really think that it's going to become Gen Z and the millennials and centennials and all those. I think they're going to wake up. Now, the conservative activist, Scott Pressler, he's the tall guy with the long hair, who happens also to be gay. How about that? Right? So Trump's campaign saved by a tall, gay conservative, long hair, Joe Rogan, who looks like a muscular thumb, and a dead squirrel, right? Those are strange allies. Anyway, Scott Pressler, he turned Pennsylvania red. That's one guy with his small grassroots organization. That's real grassroots, folks. Got out there and registered so many Republicans that Pennsylvania went to Trump, including the Amish. That's right. It's an Amish paradise, folks. And now Scott Pressler, he's not going to resign. He's not going to sit on his laurels. He is now going to focus on flipping New Jersey, folks. He wants to flip New Jersey from blue to red, from Democrat to conservative American patriots. I think this is incredible. Will the left try this? If they were smart, they would try doing exactly what Scott Pressler is doing. Maybe they have been doing that. But I don't think that the left can sell anything. What are they selling? Hate Trump? I think that they've sold all of that they can. It's going to be interesting, folks. I listen to economists, investors, billionaires. I spend a good deal of time listening to them because money talks and bullshit walks. And there's a lot of confusion over whether or not Trump's ideas are going to win. Whether tariffs is going to help, whether tax cuts is going to help, killing the IRS altogether. How about disbanding and getting the Federal Reserve out of the country? There's a lot going on, folks. I think we've got a lot to think about. Right. The Washington Post today. You know what they said? The WAPO. That's right. The WAPO is the liberal newspaper, not the Washington Times. The WAPO, the Washington Post, is now telling liberals they're giving them instructions, play-by-play instructions, how to move to another country. You know what I say? Pack your bag, go to the airport, get on, and fuck off all the way. This is absolutely incredible, folks, because liberals are good at following instructions from those they believe. They really should. A lot of them are leaving the country and going to Canada. The Venezuelan gangs are the ones who are most interested in leaving America. They want asylum in Canada. Now, like I said, I love Canada. And I think for every liberal American that goes to Canada, Canada should send us 2 conservative, patriotic Canadians. I'm willing to accept more Canadians that are patriotic. But no, I mean, if they want to take 5 liberals for every 1 conservative, that's fine. I just want to make sure the conservatives in Canada have a home, and that they'll be welcome, because I think you need to have a job, skills, a career, etc. And I think those are the people that would come down from Canada. It's going to get messy though, folks. It truly is. It truly is. These lefties are going to leave, and guess what? The fraud, well, it wouldn't leave, right? The fraud is still here. In fact, 40,000 fraudulent voter registration forms were dumped into Arizona. They tried to register Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Jerry Seinfeld, and many, 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 many other bullshit names. 40,000 fraudulent forms dropped in Maricopa County alone. And that's just what we know of so far. So the question on X, Twitter, has been, do they need a recount? Yes, they do. Do they need to cure or check signatures, check addresses, verify every ballot? Yes, because the fraud is so widespread. And it's evidenced statistically. Trump got the most votes in the state. So it would stand to reason that the very next block would be the Senate race. And that the Senate candidate, Carrie Lake, would get the same Trump vote, right? She would be riding his coattails the whole way. But somehow Trump got the most votes. But somehow the rest of the state said, you know what? We need to vote for this Democrat senator. We love Trump, but we need a Democrat senator who is affiliated with the cartels somehow, is being alleged. This guy's affiliated with the cartels. What was his name? Ruben Gallego or some shit? I try not to learn Democrat names because it's just not nice. But yeah, that's what's going on. They need a total recount. The fraud is being exposed. Laura Trump at the RNC needs to head this up and be very loud, very vocal. Very loud and very vocal. We don't need to lose a seat here and lose a seat there in the Senate. We don't need to lose a few seats here and a few seats there in the House. That's how the Democrats get back in power. They need to see us exposing the fraud. They need to tell and show the rhinos, we're watching you and we will primary you. Period. The power of handing money out for campaigns shouldn't reside in the hands of someone like Mitch fucking Turtles McConnell. It shouldn't. It should not be there. They shouldn't. Now, I want to remind everyone the dangers that we face on the street. Once again, we're talking about Washington politics, state politics, international politics. Oh, the world loves Trump. World governments don't, but world people, they do. They love Americans. They love us. They do not love liberal scumbag socialist pieces of shit, because they recognize around the world the dangers of it and they're dealing with it. Here in America, we're not dealing with it on the street as of yet, at least in a way that is scaring people, but it's coming. It truly is. The Trump derangement syndrome has hit the streets. I can't remember if I mentioned this yesterday, that the Seattle woman murdered her father with an ice pick, right? Kind of like the one that Cornelia Yukon Cornelius uses in the Christmas cartoon, right? Little axe, an ice pick. She killed her father because she was overwhelmed by the election results. That is Trump derangement syndrome on steroids, folks. All of these liberals that are saying no more holidays, No more Thanksgiving, no more Christmas, no more family. They're cutting their family off. For the most part, the family's happy about it. I am sure of that. I'm sure of that. Why wouldn't the family be happy about it? Right? There's a woman out there who's mad, and she went on, and there's lots of them. I'm just giving the examples of them, that her daughter has to go get an IUD, which is a form of birth control, because she can't get an abortion now. She may end up just getting a tubal ligation, getting her tubes tied. Fascinating that rather than be responsible, I don't know, use a condom, take birth control pills, they seem to work. Or how about this? Being a morally decent person. Right? Instead of being a whore. So, I'm not saying sex is bad. I think people should have lots of sex. It's a good thing. But, you need to be responsible. If you're not married and you don't want to have kids, whatever. Folks, their idea of responsibility is to go get an abortion. This is crazy. But I love the fact that abortion clinics are complaining. They're going to lose business. They're already losing business. Unbelievable, right? And in all truth, ultimately, none of this has anything to do with Trump. Trump is nothing. He's not doing a thing about abortion, but they think their rights are being stolen. It's absolutely hilarious. Hilarious. But we do need to be careful on our streets, folks. Family members, friends, and coworkers even. In fact, in Illinois, that's right, Uman's home state of Illinois, a restaurant there has had a business increase of 50%. 50%. You want to know what they did to get a 50% increase in business? They hung a Trump sign up at the entrance. A big banner. Looks to be about 10 foot long. It says, Trump. Why is that a bad thing? Well, the Democrats don't like it. Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president. And whoops, the Democrats went nuts over this, but the guy's business went up 50%, right? Unbelievable. It works. Being conservative works, and apparently it pays. But look out, folks, the emotions coming from left-wing lunatics. Look out. Now, this restaurant also says we responsibly source our ingredients from local growers or by our own farm called Feast Farms located in Aurora, Illinois. Impressive. Impressive. I'm really, it was really fun to read that. And don't forget, folks, Rhino Watch is out there. Rhino Watch is out there. Now, let's do this. No, I've got a minute left. Holy crap. All kinds of stuff I want to talk about. President Trump is going to build the wall and deport them all. Once again, another powerful campaign slogan comes out. Even after the election, the campaign slogans are going to continue. And I love every minute of it. But understand, we have several battles. There's the battle on front with the TV. There's the battle at work. There's the battle in our personal lives. There's a battle on the street. Folks, we've got the deep state battle in Washington, D.C., and it is nasty. It's not going to get better. It truly isn't. It's going to be, I think, deadly. I'm predicting deadly results. Remember, at a baseball game, a congressional baseball game, a radical, crazed, murderous left-winger showed up and shot Republicans on the field. Shot them and shot at them. Democrats are dangerous. Let's do this. Let's do the inner circle. And speaking of being shot, let's fire one downrange for fact, truth, and the American way. It's Ask John live at the inner circle. All right, Mr. Uman, let's have some fun with this. Name redacted says at least Marco, as in Marco Rubio, senator from Florida, is not a World Economic Forum guy. Sounds like Obama Vivek. Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy. Interesting cat. I don't like it when he sounds and acts and uses a voice tonality that is Obama-like. Marco is kind of an interesting cat. I don't know why they can't all be just like me. That would just make everything so much easier for me. If they were as conservative as I am, or as radically freedom-oriented as I am. But Marco Rubio, I don't think he's a horrible guy. I watched an interaction with Alex Jones that was kind of negative for him. But he also had another interaction with some press person, and he says he wants Hamas wiped off the face of the planet, terrorism wiped out. And I don't know why any of us would object to terrorists being wiped out. Let me ask you that, right? You can put a thumbs up in the comments if you want. Not the thumbs up for the video on YouTube, but thumbs up in the comment if you think all terrorists should be wiped out. My answer is yeah, I would like to see all terrorists dead everywhere, all countries, all continents. Terrorism, bad. Now, let me throw this in there. But what if the terrorists are Palestinians and it's the Israelis doing it? Right? A lot of people are like, oh, well, we don't like terrorism, but, Israel's bad. This is this fucked up situation here, right? Marco Rubio, he wants to get rid of terrorists. Well, it's really not up to him. The Secretary of State really does as they're told. We're going to find out how this shakes out. I really see this as kind of a rope-a-dope. Give Marco Rubio a very, shall we say, vaulted, impressive, important title, Secretary of State. That's an incredible title, incredible position to hold. But also give Florida a chance to move another strong conservative into the Senate. No more wishy-washy senators, right? Let's get rid of all the wishy-washy ones if we can. I think that's what the the Rhino watch will be all about. Anyways, yeah, I appreciate it, name redacted. These World Economic Forum sleepers, if you want to call them, I don't like them. These people that go to the World Economic Forum, and I'll get to that in a second, Mr. Ruman. Hold on 1 second, man. Hold on. Anyways, yeah. They go to the World Economic Forum and suck up to them. I like watching the people that go to the World Economic Forum that trash the World Economic Forum. Like Argentina's president, Javier Milei. He trashed the World Economic Forum and the United Nations in General Assembly. Now let's move on to Uman. He says, he was asked if he didn't care about the 15,000 kids being killed. He said that's 100% on Hamas for building their bunkers under schools and hospitals. I have problems with this all the way around. I care about children. But have you heard what parents in Palestine do to their kids? They put them from a very early age into suicide bomber vests. That is awful. They talk about using their kids and they want their kids to be martyrs for Islam. So they don't care about their children. They know that you care about children and that I care about children, that Trump cares about children, that we think of children as innocent. But when a 4-year-old child or even a 3-year-old child wants to kill everyone because their parents have told them that's their job is to kill people, and they put them in little suicide vests and give them AK-47s and teach them to be terrorists from the time they can walk and talk. How is that a good thing? And then to take their guns, their missiles, their rockets, and build meeting places, bases, if you will, bunkers under schools where children are at, and under hospitals where people are supposed to be getting healed. Well, the people mostly getting treated in hospitals are, well, both terrorists and collateral damage civilians. There's a lot of civilians in Gaza and Palestine, folks, that don't like the Palestinians, that are afraid to say anything because they'll get killed for it. There is no opposition voice allowed in Palestine, the Palestinians. So, is it on Hamas for what they're doing? Putting bunkers under schools and bunkers under hospitals? Is it 100% on Hamas for teaching and indoctrinating and brainwashing the Palestinian people to hate Israel and hate you? They don't just hate the Israelis, folks. They hate me and you and America. They hate freedom. They hate liberty. They hate Christians. They hate white people. Don't worry, they hate black people as well. And they hate Mexicans as well. And they hate Native Americans as well. And they hate Hispanics as well. And they hate Venezuelans as well. Am I covering all the bases here? Unless you're a Palestinian Muslim, they don't like you. They hate you. That's why Egypt doesn't want them in. No Palestinians are allowed to go to Egypt, a Muslim nation. Same with Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. They don't want them. They don't want them. So is Marco Rubio too cold? Or is he too honest? 15,000 kids being killed. You know, I got a great answer for that. Let me play Washington, D.C. politics. You're worried about 15,000 kids being killed? What about the 370,000 missing immigrant children that made it up to the U.S. border and now are missing? Where did they go? In our country, not Palestine, not Israel, in this country, the United States of America, where did 1,300,000 children go? Who has them? Who processed them? Who sent them somewhere? Who took them away from their parents? Where are they? I think that's an even better question. We know why the 15,000 kids were killed, because they were used as tools. Now, how many children have participated with adults in pretending to be dead, pretending to be a martyr, pretending to be a victim? Have you seen those videos? I don't play this fucking game, folks. I get it. War is hell. War is terrible. Civilian casualties, awful. Children being hurt, affected. What about all of the Israelis that were raped and continue to be raped? What about every Palestinian that wants to rape and rape some more women and kill children and kill unborn children? Am I supposed to feel bad for Hamas? When does one of these kids that were supposedly killed, when do they become terrorists? Are they terrorists only when they're wearing that vest their mommy put on them? Yeah, they're moms. Not just the dads, folks, the moms. Are they a kid anymore, or are they a terrorist when they're wearing a suicide vest with C4 in it? Are they terrorists and not children anymore when they carry AK-47s and yell death to Israel? When do they become terrorists? When do they cease to be children, kids? Because they're not innocent anymore. And that is, folks, innocence is the first casualty of war. It's awful. And I think it's a great topic, and we should revisit it often. When does an American cease to be an American? When they start saying death to America. They cease to be an American. When they want to destroy the Constitution, the very essence of being an American is knowing that this is our rule book: freedom and liberty, respect for others, truth and justice. You cease to be an American. So if you say death to America and you mean it, and you take action that indicates that's what you really believe, should you have American rights anymore? Just a question. Just a question. You don't get to walk up to your mom and dad, who are your parents, and slap them and then beat them with a stick and then say, oh, that's just fine. Those parents are going to disown you. You don't get to go, oh, no, you're my mom and dad. You have to still give me food and give me a room to sleep in, but I can beat you whenever I want. I can abuse you whenever I want. Well, I don't like these so-called the Democrat scumbag terrorist supporters in America. I don't think they should be able to abuse our country and then continue to expect to have all the benefits of being here. We got some strange times coming, folks. The next decade is going to be a motherfucker. Okay, man, let's continue with some questions, shall we? Mr. Diving Frog says, John, I see Trump is real friendly with Israel. And it seems a lot of these politicians have dual citizenship. Don't assume that Trump is going to do anything that benefits us in the end. How do I address this? Trump is friendly with Israel. Was Biden friendly with Israel? Was Reagan friendly with Israel? Does that make him a bad guy necessarily? Or is Trump willing to work with those who are willing to work with us? Right? Trump was trying to be friendly with Russia. Does that make him a Russian stooge? Trump was working with Xi Jinping, Chinese Communist Party leader. I mean, Putin is not a communist. Xi is. And he is the communist leader for life, dictator. Is Trump a bad guy for working with Xi? Is Trump a bad guy being the only president ever to walk across the DMZ from South Korea into North Korea and meet with Kim Jong-un, Rocket Man, who has threatened the world and threatened the U.S. and threatened Japan? Right? Is he a bad guy for doing that? So, when we say he's friendly with people, why is Trump being friendly with people? He's trying to cooperate with them, trying to work a good deal, right? The art of the deal. He stopped wars instead of starting them. I am sure that Trump will be friendly with Israel in an effort to stop bad things from happening. Now, what if Trump is friendly with Palestinians? To me, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's fucking sick. These people are sick. They're fucked up. Same story, right? Is there a way to negotiate with terrorists? I don't think so. So how could Trump stop the fighting with the Palestinians? Right? They're not going to listen to him. Well, Yasser Arafat, the former leader of the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO, a terrorist organization, came to Camp David, I believe, while Reagan was president. Does that make him a bad guy? So this associative guilt game, I'm not going to play a lot. But let's move to the next part you had. Dual citizenship. I believe that dual citizenship for Americans needs to end. I like Canadians, but I don't think there should be Canadian American citizenship. Now, are these Israelis in Israel? Are they paying taxes the way I have to pay taxes in America? If I take myself and I go live in, say, Dubai, or I go live in freaking Milan, if I live somewhere else on the planet, I still have to pay federal income tax because I'm an American citizen. Do these dual citizenship Israelis, do they? I sure hope they do. But I would like to see it stop altogether. You can be citizen of any country that you're from, fine, but you don't get to be an American and whatever else you are. As far as assuming, Mr. Diving Frog, once again, a great set of questions and comments. I don't assume that Trump is going to do anything that benefits us in the end. What I am going to assume is that Trump is going to do stuff, and there's going to be good and bad that comes as a consequence of it. I'm hoping for more good and things that benefit me. But ultimately, how does this work out? Well, we don't know. We could be entering a new era of freedom and liberty, technological advance, increase in health, standard of living, or it could go really wrong. I know that with Kamala Harris, things would have gotten a lot more Marxist. And talk about racist piece of shit. Karl Marx was an incredible racist piece of shit. But Kamala Harris, everything she did, everything Joe Biden did, everything the Democrats do hurt us and help others that we don't like or need, like illegal aliens here taking billions of dollars, like Ukraine taking hundreds of billions of dollars of our money. Now, Trump today, guess what he said, badass diving frog? He said the money that is being spent on illegal aliens, he is stopping, and it will instead be used for housing for veterans. Homeless vets will be taken care of. That is what should happen. That is a good thing. Trump is going to do things that benefit us. The last three words, in the end, I don't know what that means. In the end, is that in the end of my life, in the end of his term, in the end philosophically? In the end, we all end up dying. I think one of the real questions is, did we ever truly live? So, Badass Diving Frog, in the end, I feel Trump will only lead us down the same road as Putin. It seems like too much in a good way is happening too fast. Well, that's the old gift horse in the mouth, right? Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Well, I think you should. Because if the gift horse that is free is going to cost you thousands of dollars, it's not much of a gift. It's more of a curse, right? Now, what is the same road that Putin's on? Well, Putin has said no central bank from another country is going to loan them money and bankrupt them with debt. Putin does not have the same European Rothschild banking system. Putin and Russia is a very natural resource rich nation, and they don't want to give their resources away to bankers and foreign corporations. Okay. Now, what are the bad things about Putin? Well, he's been known or accused of killing people he doesn't like. But Putin does not want fascism in his country. He's keeping the European fascists out. He is trying to keep his people protected and taken care of. I don't know if, I'm not moving to Russia, folks. I am not a Putin lover, but Putin is a smart guy, and Putin is Russian. And I don't understand Russian culture. I understand American culture, or at least the American culture on the conservative side. I cannot understand Democrat thinking, mentality, or their ridiculous sodomization culture. I don't get it. Putin wants Russia to be Russian, not American. Putin wants Russia to be Russian, not European. Putin wants Russia to be Russian and not Chinese. He wants them to be independent and sovereign. So if Trump was going to lead us down the road to American strong sovereignty, American banks not being beholden to, shall we say, ancient banking cartels that still exist, if Trump was going to lead us down the path to a positive trade surplus, that is to say, wealth, the nation accruing wealth, not accruing debt. Okay, Russia, I think their national debt as a percentage of GDP is less than 5%. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. In America, the United States of America, our GDP is, I believe, 150% of our annual gross production. The government is spending 150%, or we're in debt 150% of what we make. That's crazy. It is banana republic time when you're that far in the hole. But it does. I mean, there's a lot of good things happening fast. This is Trump. See, Trump has policies. Now, when Reagan was elected, I don't remember people really getting into a whole lot. Reagan had a platform, the Republican platform. This, and this. And people were good with it. Right? People were fine with his platform. They didn't require information. Tell us more. But today, that's what we want through social media, because me and you, we have to go gather our own news. I'm not going to trust NBC to tell me what Trump's platform is. So he's going out on social media, his Truth Social, which, by the way, was not destroyed by the naked shorts out there trying to destroy him. He's going out on Twitter, X. He's going out. Thank you, Uman. He's going out in social media everywhere so that you and I get to hear what's going on and hear what they're proposing. Right? Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know if it's too much. It certainly feels too fast, but Trump doesn't take office till January. He's just telling us what's coming so we can support it, and we can keep calling the senators and telling them we want Rick Scott, senator from Florida, so that he can do his recess appointments and set up his government so that they can begin doing these things that we want. Right? I don't want to go, man, we asked for a lower spending, but man, they're just cutting spending too fast. I heard that argument today. Don't cut spending too fast, because all these businesses out here are relying on government contracts. Well, then how do you, what's the pace you're supposed to cut back government spending? Government spending on military? Or are they going to cut government spending on schools, colleges? That is wasteful spending, in my opinion, because it's all communist shit. Right? Where else can the government cut wasteful spending? Well, I'm not Elon Musk. I haven't been privileged with what the executive branch has the right to cut. I'm hoping that Trump does a retroactive tax cut for the year 2024. Give us a big fat tax cut. So this year we pay less. We start 2025 with more money in our pocket, lower taxes, more money, bigger return. Great. Let me spend my money into the economy to drive the economy. Don't take my fucking money from me. Give it to some bureaucrat who then cuts a shady ass deal with a defense contractor, a government contractor, so they get their cut. This corporation gets all their profit. And what do I get for it? Jack shit. I'd rather keep my money in my pocket, and I'll spend it on defense by buying ammunition. Right? I'll subsidize farmers by buying their products that I want. Let the free market, me and you, decide where our money goes. Right? It's still going to go out in the economy. It just isn't going to go where the government wants it. All right, that was fun. Ooh, man, who is next? What do we have? We've got Cyber Hana, who says, okay, so Canada's MAID program, which is assisted suicide, they're now offering suicide assistance to anyone suffering from the Jim Jones jab. That's right, people who got injured by the Jim Jones jab. The Canadian government is now saying, hey, we'll help kill you. Right? And they're still pushing more of the Jim Jones jab, says Cyber Hana. Fuck this shit. Right? People have taken the Jim Jones juice and gotten injured. Right? They have neurological issues. They have strokes. They're having clots, heart troubles, right? Pericarditis, myocarditis, pulmonary issues. People are jacked up on this. And Canada's like, well, tell you what, we'll help you die. If you're a miserable, fucked up sod, we'll help you die. How's that? You feel better now? And then they're still offering treatments to lie. Let's keep going with that, man. They aren't even, he says it started for terminally ill, and then they added depressed people. Oh, yeah. If you're psychologically depressed, the government says, hey, have you tried suicide? Works every time. You'll never be depressed again. And who determines who is mentally ill? Now the jab injured? You bet. They aren't even offering treatments to live. Now, why would they? Why would they? They're a socialist medical system in Canada. Now, don't worry if you're an illegal and you go there. And maybe American Democrats will be illegal immigrants seeking asylum in Canada. They get pushed to the front of the line. If you're a Canadian, you got to wait 4, 5, 6 months for a procedure, maybe longer. Depends on how many doctors they have and how many illegals are in front of you. I love Canadians, but their government is retarded. Absolutely retarded. It's hard to believe, man. Hard to believe. All right, man. Let's have thank you, Cyberhana. Wow, Canada. Uman is saying this: the Federal Aviation Administration is banning flights to Haiti, the tropical paradise of Haiti, after a Spirit and JetBlue planes got hit by gunfire yesterday. Whoops. Hope that doesn't ruin anyone's vacation plans. You know what, Uman? That's awful. I was planning on going to Haiti because I can't remember the name of all the celebrities that said Haiti is wonderful. Nope. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So you've got idiots in Haiti shooting at the planes that are bringing American tourists and American dollars to their country. So that's it. They're done. Wow. So those same Haitian type people that are eating the cats, eating the dogs, they're eating the pets. Those are the same types of people that are up here now eating our pets, down there shooting at planes. There's an IQ issue on the planet, folks. There's an IQ issue. And I don't know if it's caused by a poor education. I don't know if it's caused by a lack of God in their lives, morality, church, if you want to go that way. Or, are they cooked in the sun in too many places? Were they given too many vaccinations as infants? Were they, why are these people on so many places so fucking stupid? Are they inbreeding too much? Like a lot of the Arab nations, the Pakistanis, the other Arab nations that are in the Persian Gulf, where I guess they can't tell who they're fucking if whoever they're fucking has a burqa on. These people are just sick in the head, folks. Shooting at planes, beautiful, good move. Helping ruin your country, the beautiful country of Haiti. Yikes. I tell you, wow, that is awful. Thanks, you man. Now I feel better about America. Interesting. One of the Secret Service agents that's in the epic, iconic Trump fight with the American flag is a leading candidate as for the Secret Service director. Boy, he's going to have something to say, isn't he? Good golly. Remember, folks, rhinowatchco.com. Let's have Uman. Maybe he can put that up there for us again. I want you guys to get involved with this. Start watching these fucking rhinos. And Steve Bannon has a great idea. He needs to call Mark Milley back into service. Thank you, Uman. Back into service. Put General Mark Milley back in his uniform and then court-martial his ass for admitting that he interfered with the commander-in-chief's duties. And thousands and thousands of people are being fired from mainstream media now because there's nothing left for them to do. Trump has won. They lost. The Republicans are going to maintain control of the House. They're going to maintain control of the Senate. And you and I are going to maintain control of them by using rhinowatchco.com. And by calling, don't just count on these people to do the work. Fuck that. You text, comment, write, phone call, send snail mail, carrier pigeons, whatever. I like using the internet, going to their webpage on the internet, their senatorial or congressional webpage, clicking on it, and then sending them a message. I give them my name, my address, my phone number, my email address, and I tell them what I fucking think. And I think we should all continue to do just that. Crazy business, folks. Crazy, crazy business. We need to rebuild our country. We need to reclaim our freedom. And we need to stand our great republic up and hold it high. Freedom and liberty, folks. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. There is a lot more to come, and it can get a whole lot worse. So please be prepared.